You noble diggers, all stand up now.
Hello my friends, and welcome to my channel. Today we will probably not have enough for a full clip, but we'll see how far we get. I wanted to talk about the conflict that happened over the weekend in Cambodia and Thailand. I know I'm delayed on this one, I apologize, but I feel that it is illuminative or revelatory about the state of the world, and also is able to reveal insights about how my plan for the future is obviously correct, right? And so, just some quick background. There's a temple complex called Priya Vihir, right? And Priya Vihir sits between Cambodia and Thailand. It is within Cambodia proper, but it is geographically basically inaccessible to them, right? There is something like 500-foot cliffs that separate the temple complex from the town of Priya Vihir. And that makes it geographically Thailand's, right? So when I say geographically, I mean most borders throughout history, if you especially look at Europe, they tend to form along rivers or barriers or mountains or deserts, right? Things that are uncrossable, or at least hard to cross, right? That way there is uh, a combat advantage to the defending side if you were to try to cross it, right? Thus forming these natural borders. However, it is obviously Cambodia's land, and so Thailand has no right to it. And also, because of the difficulty in geography, it's much easier for the Thai to get there. It's just rolling hills up until they get to Priya Vihir. But because Priya Vihir is this cliff, this outcropping, it could be targeted by artillery from the jungles below, basically without response, right? And so, for Thailand to take Priya Vihir, they would have to keep going to the capital city of Phnom Penh or something like that. I can't remember. Uh, but if they were to do that, they would invoke the wrath of their neighbors, right? And especially the Vietnamese, who are the power player in that region. Uh, they beat the US in a war, and then they beat the Chinese in a war, and then they liberated the Cambodians from Pol Pot, right? Those are tough people, and they have one of the best constitutions in the world. And so there's nothing to fear, right? There's going to be no war, right? Because not only is it the Cambodians, right, the land, but the Thai can't take it, right? And if they did take it, if they did go all in, they would lose everything. And so it's just not going to happen. It's just going to be fine, right? Uh, I guess I should split the world into Soviet and communist and capitalist camps, right? The Cambodians are backed by the Chinese, and the Thai are backed by us right now, the USA and NATO, right? But it doesn't really matter, because if you look into their military equipment, right, there is no real backer on either side, even though the Cambodians are led by the the Cambodian Communist Party, Cambodians People's Party. Um, and then also the Thai are led by autocratic fascists. Uh, their military logistics are mixed, right? Like I think the Thai have the more advanced Chinese tanks, and the Cambodians have the T-54s, or the old stuff. And so nobody's going to fight yet, because nobody's prepared to fight, right? And um, I just wouldn't worry about it. I'm going to go into the history now. It's just a little bit, right? Because I feel that you always have to look into history to be able to decide what should be done in the future, right? Here, nothing, right? You leave it. Um, Cambodia owns this area historically. The Khmer people, which is the people who make up almost 100% of the population in Cambodia, who you probably know through the Khmer Rouge, right? It is the Red Khmer, right? You could think of it like as the Red Russians or something like that, right? But the Cambodians owned this land, right? And the Khmer Empire that they created, which I think was at its greatest extent from like the ninth to like the 13th century, somewhere in there, is it owned all of Southeast Asia, Thailand, parts of South Vietnam. It was like the sun in that area. It was the Roman Empire of the area. And what happened was that during the 13th through 15th centuries, the Thai people, who were actually native to southern China, the hills of what is now called Yunnan, the highlands, the mountains that you associate with kung fu movies, those are where they come from. And they had to flee south in the face of Chinese colonization, Chinese Sinicization, right? What Sinicization means is that the Chinese cultural heartland in what is called Zhongyuan, my Chinese is terrible, I apologize. The heartland produced so much food and so much population that it naturally assimilated the peoples around it. There's something like 1,000 peoples who were assimilated into the Chinese greater cultural sphere before the first emperor, right? Before Qin Shi Huangdi, there was 1,000 peoples who were completely assimilated. This process cannot stop on its own, and it's why I bring it up in the context of this channel, right? The Thai were chased there, right? And the Thai and the Cambodians are small peoples. Their fight can be stopped basically with the will of the Anglos, right? No fight there can go on without us saying, yeah, go for it, right? But they will feel pressure and they will feel historical memory of the Chinese and their growth, right? They will see that the incorporation of Tibet, even though justified and Tibet was a slaver society, will be completely Sinicized, right? As well, so will Xinjiang and the outer Western Chinese territories. And when they reach capacity, right, when they finally develop all the land, which I believe will be in the 2080s, maybe the 2070s, they will need to expand again, right? And at that time, I hope that my plan has come to fruition and that the Anglosphere has been united and that we gave them Taiwan. And so that when they go to expand again, and this time not to their natural borders, their historical borders, or borders they have a claim on, or borders that their neighbors might have sympathy to because we are the imperialists, the NATO West, and not them. But if we were to push this can, kick this can down the road, that when China goes to expand the next time, the Thai will remember that they don't belong there, that they were chased by the same people that were expanding, right? And the Cambodians will remember that the chaos that was caused by that push, right? The Indians, the Vietnamese, the Japanese, the Koreans, we have to manipulate their outlook on the world, right? Britain in World War I had one major advantage over Germany, and that was the moral one, right? They waited and waited, even though they were the premier power, until a secondary power, a near peer, slipped up and violated the rules of the international politeness, of international niceties. Yeah, when they crossed into Belgium, everyone else got to fear for themselves. It got to be used by the British to talk to the Americans. Oh, these Germans are Huns, you know, they're going to burn everything down. It will be the same in the 2070s and the 2080s. When the Chinese get to that expansive size, we can turn around and say to all of our friends there, are you with us or are you with them, right? And they're going to pick us because we won't be their direct threat. And it'll make us the obvious moral victor because we're not sticking our fingers in a smaller people's face. You know, we're not trying to keep heartland from the Chinese people. It'll make us the moral superiors, right? And that's why the Anglosphere plan is obviously superior, right? It takes a hold of the dynamics of history and redirects them, guides them away from the iceberg of civilizational collapse that is coming quickly. Have a nice day. Hello, you've made it to the end of the video. Thank you. This channel has one mission: to prevent civilizational collapse associated with climate change, to prevent 100 million refugees by 2035, to stop 7 billion from starving to death by 2075. and we will do this through one main vehicle. We mean to unite the Anglosphere. We will do this by convincing the Commonwealth of His Majesty King Charles III to apply for statehood as one. And then with this new power, we will be able to negotiate in good faith with the rest of the world on how to tackle this crisis. Thank you and enjoy.